It says we're live. Glad to see you there. Well, live now. Turn on the torch, light up the flame. Time to melt some glass, my friends. There you are. Here I am to explain, to teach, and create. Again, I'm going to shrink that up just a little bit more. I'm going to do some hollow beads, and these beads are not going to be on a mandrel. These beads are going to be made out of a hollow piece of tubing, and I'm going to do it out of clear for one good reason, so that you guys can see what's going on inside the flame. Right. And if anybody's up this early, this early in the morning, more power to you. And if not, you'll see it later. See you later, alligator, and a wild crocodile. Now, this tubing I'm using is like 9.5 heavy wall. Good morning, who's ever showing up. Nice to see you out there. I see somebody's watching. 2 people. Wow, it gets better and better. I guess I'm not the only insomniac around here. It didn't help that I used to work at a place, 3rd shift, from 10 at night till 7 in the morning. One of the things you're going to need for this that I'm going to do is this swivel. It's not really this swivel in particular that you're going to need, but a swivel and blow hose. It does make the job a whole lot easier. 3 people watching. That's a good thing. Now to 5. Wow. Now what I'm using is my national torch. It's not my normal Carlisle that I have up, but it will do the job. Let me do the flame a little bit better, a little bit bigger. Not much, but a little. Now, the thing about making a hollow bead, and the reason I'm using clear, and I'll make it into silver fume tubing later. I mentioned this a while ago that I was going to do a elephant bead that I have done before, and I haven't, but I'm doing it now. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm going to make this the head of the bead right here. But let's work on the body first. This shows you that you don't need to have a big heavy-duty torch to make some nice things. Right now I'm working with a national hand torch that I have sort of propped on my table, and it works really well. If you have any questions, talk to me. I have it in a place where I can see what's going on, just like you have a, actually the camera's in front of me, so you got a better view than I do. I'm blowing into this tubing to make the shape. Now we'll go ahead and make the head for this guy. It's not going to be very big, but making it hollow is important, because there's going to be a hole in the top of his head and a hole in his rear end. That's the way the bead works. Oops. Not oops big, but there are pliers to pull off a little crud that's going on there. This is going to be an elephant bead, like I said, for those that didn't hear me before. We're going to do the ears now, and I do sort of like what I call a fold and pull, but it's actually a pull and fold, where I pull it out and fold it over. There's one ear. Here goes the other. Pull it out, fold it over. There you go. Six people watching at this time of the morning, so I'm not the only insomniac around here, right? Right. It's going on what, 3 something in the morning here on the East Coast, and it's probably a little earlier on the west. Let's put some eyes on here. There we go. Across from each other. I could have put them a little lower, but they'll do the job. Wait, there we are. You can see it now. Oops, yeah, I did screw it up a little. I put one up above and one down below, but we'll try to pull one upwards and pull the other one downward. Make them a little bigger. There we go. Close enough, we'll live with it. Now we're going to put the trunk on here. Again, this is going to be a hollow bead off the mandrel. There's the trunk. I always put the nose upward, I guess. Nice to see a few people watching. That's a good thing. I'm here on the East Coast. Where's everybody else from? Now the reason I did this in clear is so that you guys can actually see the hollow part of the elephant here pretty much easily. Sealing it on there really well is very important. These are solid rod legs that I have here. Hey, Janet, excuse me. Front legs, flatten them a little bit. Oop, I'm about to knock over my marble that I was doing early on. I'll show you those after I finish this guy. I was going to do one more thing as well, which is a dolphin bead, the same idea. Hollow on the inside, but oh, somebody's from Oregon as well, and the other one's from West. Okay, got it. I forgot you guys can't see what I was doing, so I better do it over here so you can see. Basically, I'm making sure the legs are about the same length. It does matter somewhat, but just as long as you get them close, and then what I do later helps it out a whole lot as well. A little bit more added to that one. Oregon, never heard of the place. Ha ha ha. Actually, I've visited a small, well, I'm in on a mission for the Mormon Church in Idaho, and was over in Nissa, Oregon, as one of the areas that I was in for my mission. So it was just over the border, near Nampa, Idaho. Was up there in the Oahe Mountains. That was a really cool place. I say that, and it's had some nice hot springs up in that direction. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to soften up his head here and blow it out a little bit, but not blow it to blow it out yet. But get it close. Ooh, I did blow it out, darn it. Hey, Steve. Let me seal it back up just a little bit, but it's going to blow out at that spot really easy. There we go. It's still sealed, and it's got sort of like a bulge in the top of his head, but that's where it's going to be blown out. And then I'm going to get the back end of this guy. His front legs are a little funny. Let me see. I will live with it. Sorry about the wobbliness there, but that shield is... I need to get a better stand for that, but it helps you so that you guys can see what's going on without any trouble. Let me blow out right here. There we go. Blow that one out. And blow that one out. And we got a hole in the top of the head. Hello, Beth. A hole in the head and a hole in the tail end, and that's where you could put the cord going through this thing. And I'm going to ream that out slightly because it will help a whole lot in the long run. And you'd think I'd do this beforehand and have the reamer that I want to use handy, but no, not me. Why would I do things conveniently, right? Right. Just a sec. We're getting there, though. Keep that warm for a little while. Well, these will have to do, I guess. Ooh, this is even better. I think. Oh, darn, the wrong one. These will work. Yeah, this will work. Ream it up quite nicely. Nice Saturday morning. Nice and brisk, probably up there in Oregon country. Oop, that almost collapsed. Sorry, I need to keep that in view so that you guys can see what I'm doing. Not quite the right tool, but it does the job. That leg is a little long. Ow. Hate it when your cold weld that you put on there comes off beforehand. But life's not over with. Flatten that down a little bit more. Oh yeah, that'll work. Let me see. Yeah, it'll work. Now what I'm going to do to this thing is something a little bit different. I'm going to fume it with silver so that you get a nice silver elephant going on instead of just a regular old clear elephant bead. You could also fume it with gold, but I don't have any gold handy at the moment, so this will have to do. And I guess I'm going to start with new silver. How do you do that? Let's see. Get the silver out. I have this little pile of nothing but a silver coin that I chunked up into little tiny chunks. You know, not like a dime or nickel. I'm talking 999 point fine silver. Okay. And you can take just a boro rod like I'm doing right here. And this one might take a couple of times to press it in there. Yep. One more time. This is a kind of a big chunk. Usually I use one about half that size. Oh, come on. It's being stubborn. Let's do it the hard way then. See if that'll work. There we go. It's gonna melt in there, I think. Oh, it splattered all over everywhere. Isn't that nice? I guess I'll have to get another piece of silver. Now let's use some of these chunks that I've got right here. That'll work. Down to 5 people again, but that's okay as long as people are watching. There we go. Got the silver. Let's get the elephant. and let's fume it. There it is. There you go. One silver fumed elephant bead. The hole goes here, and the hole is back there. It goes through the body. Now the next bead that I was going to do is a dolphin bead that I do as well. Same idea. On a no mandrel. Okay, same piece of tubing that I was using just a little while ago. Now we're gonna bring it down, seal it off, and this is gonna be the back half of the dolphin. The tail end, I guess you could say. Okay, now we're going to make the tail off this guy. Hello Brandon, nice to see you watching. If you have a request that you'd like to see me do after I do this dolphin, you're welcome to say, hey, make an elephant, or make a dog, a cat, a mouse, a swan, a bear, a whale, a snail, a unicorn. If not, I'll do a couple of little tiny macro marbles that I've been working on as well. This is a national torch tip, with a number 2 tip on there, showing you that I don't have to use my Carlisle, which is a big heavy-duty machine all the time. You can get some detail and some nice fine work out of the big, smaller torch. And I have some torch tips that I can put on this baby that can give it some nice raging going on if you wanted to. There's a dorsal fin. And if there's anything that you want, all you have to do is ask. And I am PayPal ready. I can try to make something for you, if that's be the case. Frogs are cool. Okay, Janet. Next one will be a frog. I'll leap at that opportunity. I say that, and I had when I was just a teenager, I come up with a character that I named, it was a frog, and his name was Lee Phineas Frog. Alright, so it was a stretch, but it worked, because his name became Lee P. Frog. Ha ha ha, I know. Not the best, but it did the job, right? Now, on this, the hole is going to be where the going to be there, and it's going to be about right Can you make a dragon? Yes, I can make a dragon. That's like asking, can you breathe air? Duh. Dragons are my specialty. Let me do the dolphin, let me do the frog, and then I'll do a dragon. How's that sound? Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and round this down for the nose. And now that the holes are open, I don't really... Oh, that one I forgot to open. And I didn't open that one. Ah, stupid me, but we'll get there. There's ways of opening those holes. Okay, here we go. That one is sealed, but I can just touch. Ah, there went my cold. Everything's gonna not work because you want it to. But I'm also, I shoot these videos from the hip, and you don't see me stop them and say you can't, you know. What I'm going to do is heat up and pull out in that same spot that I had that hole, and it becomes very, very thin glass, and then I just nip it off at the hole, and now you got a hole there. And now I'm going to ream out this out a little bit on this side. There's one hole, and just sort of, I'm going to leave that one. That one's pretty much okay. But the thing about doing it off mandrel is it doesn't have to be a straight shot from one hole to the other. You can put the hole in one spot and bend it around. See, like so. Now I've got to put a cold weld back here. Yes, I could have used color tubing and did this with, and I have, but at this point I didn't, for one good reason, so that you could see the hollowness of the piece to begin with. And then I could just fume it with silver afterwards and it looks okay. Right? Right. Yeah, I often don't like to put or make beads on a mandrel. I like to make them hollow like I just did, but in different, you know, just even regular beads off mandrel. Then you don't have to worry about pulling off all that mud crud and stuff like that and trying to yank it off the mandrel itself. Now that's not a bad thing, because hey, that's the way they've done it for hundreds if not thousands of years. But you know what? I'll do it my way. They do it theirs, and we'll meet in Scotland before they, something like that. I don't know. Well, you take the high road and I'll take the low road, and we'll get to Scotland before ye, or something like that. I don't know, never mind. Yeah, you're not here to listen to me sing. That's for sure. Now I'm going to go ahead and fume this one with a little bit of silver. Yeah, there's some silver there. And again, you can see it. Now you see it clear. And now you'll see it fumed with some silver. That's lightly fumed, and just sometimes when you use that silver once, it sort of likes to recede into the piece of glass, so sometimes you have to pinch it to bring it back out to the surface so you can get some fuming going on. Alright, let's try it one more time. Oh yeah, now we go. Now we'll do a frog, and this one is just going to be a pendant. It's not going to be a bead. There we go. And I'm going to make this one out of green. Why? Why make a frog out of green? I have no freaking clue. Ooh, I have some nice emerald colored glass that will do quite nicely for a frog. I'm going to kick it up a notch just a little. There we go. This shouldn't take more than about 3 or 4 minutes, and then I'll do a dragon. Sound okay with you guys? Thank you, Tyler. I appreciate that. Tyler just said nice job on the dolphin. Starting to look like a frog, right? You can see the frog in that, can't you? Oh, wait a minute. Or do you think I'm leaping to conclusions here? Ah, ha, 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 ha. I know, bad pun. I love puns. Love Doctor Who too, but who's counting? Here's the head to this frog. Pinch it off. Shape it up. There we go. Okay. Now the legs. I'm going to stretch this out a little bit to make the legs. There we go. Enough to make about 3 or 4 legs out of that. Right about there. That'll do. Need more, I'll make more. Okay. I didn't realize that. For some reason my torch was sliding sideways or something, I don't know. A little bit more this way. Okay. One leg. I've never made a frog before. Ha ha ha. That's a bold outright lies statement. Well, a real live one anyway. I don't know about these figurines. I've definitely done a few of those, but a real live one, I don't think I've ever made one of those. Okay, let's give it some dark blue eyes. There's one. There's 2. Starting to look like a frog, huh? Hi, Carlos. Now let's continue with the rest of the legs. On these legs, the back legs, I sort of go forward like this and then fold it over. And it gives it that muscular, ready to jump look. Do it again on the other side. There you go. Flatten that down a little bit. Oops, came off. Wasn't supposed to do that. Well, it can. I'll let it happen because I have to put the back toes on it anyway. Let me see. A brighter green for the toes. This'll do. Different color green anyway. Like a jade green or a forest green. Only put like 2 toes on each foot, but it does the job. Gives you the idea of which direction you're going in. Yes, I could put 5 or 4 or 5 toes, but just trying to give the impression there of you don't have to make it exact. Gee whiz. If you want an exact one, go to the sea aquarium. Tap that off. Do the front toes. Like totally okay, dude. And then I'll get right into a dragon. Flatten it down a little bit. There we go. Oh, let's put a loop on the end of his nose so we can use it for a pendant. When you want it, it's never around. I'm looking for just a... Here we go. This will do it. I believe it's picking it up with no fingernails. Then maybe an owl, huh? What do you think I am? 3D printer or something? Actually, I've been accused of being the 3D glass printer because I can do it so steady and accomplished, I guess, or whatever. Reamer. That one's done. I'll throw them in the oven later. They're good to bench cool because the way I make them, I know that they're good. Okay. Give me a second here. Now, dragon. Blue dragon. Small blue dragon. Blue dragon. Not a big one. I like doing smaller things. Most people like to make them bigger and better. I like to make them smaller and better. Can't help it. It's just the way I am. So sue me, right? On second thought, we're gonna use all the same rod here to do the job with. Here we go. This is moon blue made by North Star that I have encased and swirled around and then pulled out into a rod. That's what gives it that multicolored effect going on. But North Star exotic colors, there's moon blue, there's green exotic, there's blue exotic. But to get more of a blue color, you have to use more of the moon blue. If you use blue exotic, to me it looks more green than blue, but that's beside the point. There's the head to this dragon. Front legs coming up. Done a few of these too. Dragons have always been my favorite. Mermaids almost took over, but dragons have always been my favorite. Can I help it? No. That's what makes us individuals. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and make the back end of this guy now. Switch sides. Here comes the tail. That's nice to know, Tyler. And now we're going to use this color, which is a little bit different. Let me get a even more contrasting green here. Ooh, 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 wait. Will this work? Oh yeah, this will work. Different contrasting color of green. The reason being, oops, a little bit of stress going on, and it's going to stress out all the way, isn't it? Be that way. Even in boro colors and air bubbles, as I make and encase and swirl, there's air bubbles that happen. Stretch that out. This is going to be the wings and claws color. I forgot to do the back legs, so I got to do those first, and then I'll do this with these wings. There we go. Let's do the back legs first. There we go. There we go. One leg. Haven't done an owl in a while. Don't know why, but it's just the way life is. Who gives a hoot, right? I know, bad pun. A little bit off that side. What I'm doing is checking angle of the legs here, so it'll stand by itself and not lean. For some reason, I sort of, if you're looking from the front, they lean a little bit to the right. I don't know if that's a political statement or not, but pull it out a little bit more. Here we go. Here's the color we're going to use for the wings. What's wrong with this color, right? And there we go. There's one wing. There's the other. Ooh. A little bit more pointy. A little bit on the back tail here. The way I've been doing the tails lately is sort of like a that. Looks nice. Does the job. Now the back toes. Again, I only put 2 toes on most of my animals. Like, totally okay, dude. Sorry about the shaking. I have to get a better support system for this, but it does do the job for me. Puts the heat shield in front of me. I really like the heat shields because the heat doesn't burn your face as much. Even if you're using, like, when I use the Carlisle and stuff, it just, you'll come off the torch for a couple of hours and then go and sit down and you feel like you've been out in the sun or something, and that is due to the infrared heat and UV light that does come off this flame. But with this heat shield, it's put a twist to it. Also, I can put my didymium lens so that you guys can see what's going on inside the flame as well, which is a plus. And believe it or not, when you guys aren't looking through that same lens, right now I'm using didymium lenses to look, but when I'm not doing the videos, I actually use that same lens to do my glass work with. That way I don't have to have the dark shaded glasses on as well. And that way you can see around your shop a whole lot easier if you wanted to. And when I do quartz work, I put a welding shade in this same spot, and I can get the little tiny figurines going, the same idea. There we go. 2 more claws to go, and then this baby's done. Okay. Like I say, done a few of these in my time. I've been doing this since 1982. November of 1982 is when I started. Now, I think I'm going to call it quits. I'll be back on probably in about another half hour or so. Take a break. I'll do that owl if you're interested. And thanks for watching, as always. Carpe Vitro, and enjoy your day.